And so I went from Teresa to Zipster, and it's nice, even though, well, I've never met him, he doesn't know who I am. It's nice to find someone and listen to a voice that appears so familiar, and know without having to read or have it stated that he would understand what it meant. And probing further, of course, he does, and I thank you for that. I mean, that may be weird if you ever come across this video thanking someone who you've never met, but who seems, well, at least to me, you seem so utterly familiar. And I guess that's a mixture of me being bisexual and hanging out with people in the gay community here, and writing, and, you know, having all those thoughts that relate to that queer sphere, I guess, or globe, or whatever you like to call it. And I thought, it's nice. I was listening to some of your videos and thinking, you seem so familiar. And like I said, I guess the familiarity comes from my background, comes from all those familiar faces, and it's nice finding someone like that who isn't afraid of saying things, acting, you know, normal, not hiding anything. And I still think it's nice, but I don't know. I've looked at Teresa, and I've looked at you, Zipster, or Terry, or Mr. Roth, however you prefer to be called, and, you know, things you've talked about loss, and I guess I'm not that old. 17, not that old in the scheme of things. And still, I know what it's like. I may have not lost a partner, or a husband, or a wife, or a close loved one in that kind of romantic sense, but forgive me if I sound pretentious. I know what it's like, because I write these fantastic stories. These fantastic stories with characters that live in my head, who have accompanied me for the past 2 years or more, and they know what it's like. And I've spent nearly 3 years, I think, with one of them, and just writing it's I know, not because I've experienced it physically, literally, but because I love my writing and I'm dedicated, and I learned from that, I guess. I mean, loss, it's a bloody upsetting thing, but something somewhat fantastic. And I mean, Eclectic lost Michelle in my world. Sid lost Marianne and Christopher and Michael. Carl lost his wife. Sainsbury and Johnson they only have themselves. Who else? Kurt. He's lost his home. Xavier, well, he's lost, he's found, he's something. Leland lost Sally. They found each other. Something. Maybe I'll explain that later. Gabriel is lonely. Rube lost his wife. Saw his daughter die. All of those people who seem so real to me are fictional characters. And don't criticise me for this. Don't say that I sound pretentious, because I'm not being pretentious. I know what it's like. I've lost grandparents. Shit. Yes, that's me forgetting not to move the mouse. Stupid fucking computer. And hopefully this is still recording. But I'm so sorry. I guess what I'm trying to say before that cut out and, lost my train of thought. I've lost people, and I've lost, relatives, literally. Romantically, no one romantically linked to me, albeit that I like experience, has died. But those characters, those fictions, those stories, I'm firm in my belief that I know what it's like, and I don't crush me over that, because it's true. And I guess I'm not sure where this conversation is heading. Loneliness is terrible, and I'd like to do another video on that later, but I think I'm running out of time. I never knew my eyebrows could go that high. Being alone, even for someone who likes to be alone, being alone in the respect that you don't have anyone, you feel like you don't have anyone to turn to, is awful, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But I guess not necessarily why, part of the reason I started this video was to say thank you to Teresa for in some way leading me on to Zipster, and thank you to Zipster for knowing what this means, and I guess a big thank you for being so familiar, even though you don't know who I am. Just thank you for being out there, and I wish you all the best of luck, both of you, Teresa, Zipster, all you other guys who don't know me but I guess are friends with Teresa. I lurk somewhere in between that. Maybe I'm part of the group, or maybe I'm just on the outside, I don't know, but thank you all of you, because you're important, and even when no one else is here, I can go and watch things and feel that I'm not alone. Toodaloo. Ciao.